everyone, and welcome to Kick It to Scoops. I'm your host, Cooper Gretsch, the sole admin of AFL information, trade rumours, and results. We've got a very loaded show for you guys and girls today. We've got the world-famous segment, Scoops Goes Bang. I've got a few things I'm going to be banging on about, including the atrocious umpiring throughout the whole round, the deliberate call on Dan Houston in the Port Adelaide clash against the Swans of the SCG in a thriller, and Damian Hardwick talking about Trent Cotchin being named as a sub, and the media and how they reacted to it, and then in whinging about the Tom Lynch situation. But they're going to talk about my Supercoach talk. Not the best round, but I'll go through that shortly. Go through my team of the week, my Scoops medal, and obviously I'll review the rounds just gone and preview the one round coming up in Gather Round. All the games will be in Adelaide this week. So first I'm going to start off with this. You want me on Cameo, head to cameo.com/Cooper G. Merch still in the works, so I'll keep an update. No new update as from last week, but still working through that. And cameo.com/Cooper G. You want me to roast a friend, wish someone a happy birthday, anything at all, cameo.com/Cooper G. And please leave a like on this video. If you're watching, please leave a like here on this video on YouTube. If you're listening on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, a 5-star review would be greatly appreciative. And subscribe, smash that subscribe button right here on the YouTube channel. Want to get the subscribers up. The more subscribers we go up, the better my content gets out, then I would greatly appreciate it. And I do appreciate all my friends. I want to state that out from the top. I appreciate every single one of you that tune in each and every single, I can't even speak, every single week. I really appreciate you, whether it's my vlog videos, match day vlogs, was the footy of the cricket ones, my interviews with AFL players and coaches of the like, AFL or cricket, whatever. Any of my wrestling videos I do from time to time, live streams, I really appreciate you all. Leave a like on this video. I want to aim for 20 likes for this video, and some more subscribers would be greatly appreciative. Get your mates on board. If you're subscribed, I appreciate you very much. Get some mates on board. Share the videos around. Share my content around. I'd greatly appreciate it because I engage with my audience each and every single week. So I really appreciate you all. But now it is time for that world famous segment, Scoops Goes Bang. Boom. Oh, before actually, no. Oh, no. Before I do that, actually, you're probably saying Scoops. I know we're not reviewing the games of the weekend just gone and the ones upcoming. What about your Saints? Yes, the Saints are 4-0. How great is it? The Saints are 4-0. Oh, what's that? Thank you. I know. Thank you. I do deserve it. The Saints do deserve it. They're a great start. All the injuries. We'll get to that very shortly. But as I just said, please welcome the world famous segment, Scoops Goes Bang. Boom. Oh, Dimma. There's always something, Dimma, that you are complaining about every time Richmond loses. It seems to be a common trend with Dimma. Every time Richmond loses, he's complaining about something. There's two things he complained about. One, the Trent Cotchin named as a sub and Tom Lynch getting suspended, or at that time, saying he was on report and that Alex Keith got concussed. The journo asked, I'm not exactly sure who it was. I forgot who it was. One of the AFL.com.au journos that asked it. And he asked it correctly. About nothing, really. He just asked about the incident. And his response was pretty poor about Trent Cotchin and Alex Keith. About the Alex Keith thing in the bump. Now, Tom Lynch is now injured, unfortunately for him, with a fractured foot, so he will be missing months. So the suspension technically doesn't matter. But Hardwick seems to whinge about the incident. Alex Keith got concussed. It was a bump. It's not one of the worst incidents Tom Lynch has done, let's put it this way. But Damian Hardwick, just to the point of complaining, is just what he does when they lose. He's always blaming something. Was the incident worth a suspension? Yes, it was. So Hardwick was just sulking about that. Was it worth going straight to the tribunal, hence at least 3 weeks? I don't think it was that bad. Alex Keith, unfortunately, was concussed. But I don't think the incident was so bad as what the suspension length is going to end up being. I don't agree with it at all. The Harry Mackay one as well, I'll add to this. Ridiculous. Sheasel got up. There was no remonstrating from North Melbourne. There was nothing. It's just a collision. And Mackay's got a week, and rightfully so, Carlton are challenging it. I believe it'll be tonight, if not tomorrow night. And he should get off. If Mackay doesn't get off, that is an absolute joke. And the Lynch one was going to be at least 3 weeks, unfortunately, for him. So, but he's going to be injured for at least a month, up to 3 months, possibly. So, I mean, it just cop it on the chin, I suppose, Dimma, but we know you don't. And then we're going to talk about the Trent Cotchin rule. Complaining about naming a player as a sub, but you have to name him as being an out. You do understand that that's been happening for a year and a half now, right? And now you're just saying it because your own play. If you didn't want Cotchin to be labelled as omitted, why didn't you put as the out, in brackets, tactical sub or something, referring to that you're going to put him, or just say in your article that the club post, say Trent Cotchin will be named as the sub. So you don't have to write omitted. And if you have to write omitted, then clearly say in your article where it says he's omitted, then say he's just going to be the sub. Not, or you could write managed or something and put him as a sub. So you're managing his minutes or want to give him a rest as a sub. But then he could come on straight away. So Dimma, seriously, mate, stop complaining. You're complaining because you're lost. Had you won, you wouldn't be saying a thing about this. Well, you probably would. But just calm down, Dimma. Dimma, you mad, bro. Well, remember that. Well, that's what Dimma is showing at the moment. Richmond aren't going so well. He's now lost an Ancurbis as well for an ankle injury for the medium term. So they're in a bit of strife, the Tigers, with their key injuries to their key ruckman, with Soldo still out injured. And Samson Wrong will probably have to load the ruck for the next 2 months. And the same for Tom Lynch. Jack Rewalt is going to have to carry the load up forward with Cumberland. And yeah, that Shai Bolton may have to play a bit more forward. Martin will have to play a bit more forward. They're in a bit of strife, the Tigers. And yeah, they're in a bit of strife, the Tigers. But now we'll move on to Dan Houston. The deliberate call. Now, he was within the 10-metre area. He walked the ball out. Now, had he handballed it, you probably would have said, that's it, deliberate, with the pressure and everything. Even if it's in the rules, I do not like that call. Dan Houston did the right thing. I suppose he could have fumbled it, over, which most of the people do. But what did you want him to do? Piff it in, the goals, with his foot, or handball? Then you would have paid deliberate certainty. That is not deliberate. You're lucky the Power won the game because that cost them a goal, and that was absolutely ridiculous. And the AFL umpires need to lift their game. The umpiring all round was a joke. You see some games where there was hardly any frees paid. You see throwing the ball, you're still getting away with it. There's a lot of incidents I could bring up, but I can't show footage because someone will get salty and report the video. So I won't show the footage, but it's absolutely ridiculous. And you need to lift your game, AFL. The umpiring is a joke. It's getting worse and worse and worse. Lift your game. I hope you guys enjoyed that edition of the world-famous segment, Scoops Goes Bang. Right, what are we going to go on about next, guys? We're going to go about my team of the week. My team of the week. This is a heavily debated team of the week. I know you guys like the team of the week and love to put your opinions in there. But yeah, this is my team of the week. So, all right, just one thing too, I want to point out too, guys, just for a second. If you haven't watched my match day vlog, I would greatly appreciate if you go do so, because it's another good video, the Saints v Gold Coast match day vlog. I would greatly appreciate if you can go check that out. Would really, really appreciate that. It's on the channel right now. I'm just going to put some footage from the weekend in this clip to see what you are missing out when you haven't watched the video. This is against the Gold Coast Suns. It's a good vlog. I recommend you check it out. The Bombers one, the 150th one, it's on there as well. Would greatly appreciate if you can go check that out also. So the next little bit of this show, you're going to see some of the footage from the weekend. And yeah, just check it out because it's some good footage. thought I'd change it up a bit with the show this week and add some footage into the show. So just bear with me. It's just loading up right now. Show some of the footage in there. Yeah, guys, let me know what you think. If I should do more of these, and yeah, let me know what you think. And this is some of the footage we're just loading up now. So yeah, the team of the week. I just got to get that up in front of me. Apologies, I did have it with me, but I don't know where it's gone. So I have to reload it. So in the meantime, check out some of this footage from my matchday vlog against the Gold Coast Suns. Enjoy. We'll be back shortly. So Ross.
Got it.
Yep.
Oh,
Hey! Hey! Yeah, here you go. So Ross.
got it.
Yep.
Oh,
Hey! Hey! Yeah, here you go. So Ross.
got it.
Yep.
Oh,
Hey! Hey! Yeah, here you go. So Ross. My man Matthias. About 53 when he kicks it.
fucking give it to me.
My man Matthias from about 50. You betcha! On you, mate. My man Matthias from about 50. You betcha! On you, mate. My man Matthias from about 50. My man Matthias from about 50. You betcha! When the saints go marching in, when the saints go marching in, now I'm going to listen to words. When the saints go marching in. we're back, guys. Hope you enjoyed some of those clips. I apologies for that. I thought I would change it up a little bit. Now, I know some people are saying you played some of the videos a couple of times. That's okay. I had to retype my thing, so apologies. This is the problem of doing it live and things crashing. I've got to get things on the way. But now it's time. Been pumping it up. It is time for my round 4 AFL team of the week. I'll make sure we get the right graphic up too. Right graphic. Where are we? Oh, that's okay. My round 4 AFL team of the week is as follows. From the back line, the pockets, Liam Stocker and Harry Sheasel. Full back, Cal Wilkie. Half back line, the flankers, Jack Sinclair and Nick Dacos. Centre half back, Lewis Young. Wingman, Ollie Florent and Chad Warner. Centreman, Brad Crouch. Half forward line, the flankers, Mitch Owens and Cam Rayner. Centre half forward, Jeremy Cameron. Full forward line, the pockets, Jack Higgins and Charlie Cameron. And full forward, Charlie Curnow. The ruckman, Brodie Grundy. The rovers, Noah Anderson and Tim Kelly. The interchange, Harry Mackay, Paddy Cripps, Josh Rochelle and Jordan Dawson. The emergencies, Luke Davies-Uniacke, Tom Green, Jake Stringer, Clayton Oliver, and Christian Petrarca. Thoughts or reasons? So, Liam Stocker had about 26 disposals, but his importance in play, intercept marking, intercept play, tackling, it was very, very good. And if you watch the Saints-Suns match, it was very important and a key part in that back line with Wilkie and Sinclair to get the Saints over the line against the Suns and run rampant in the second half. Cal Wilkie played on Ben King. Ben King only kicked 1 early and had 4 disposals, so he was nowhere to be seen. Harry Sheasel, 37, one of the best on the ground in the game against Carlton, so it was obvious there. Sinclair kicked 31 in goal, played a little bit through the midfield, a few patches here and there. 31 possessions, a goal, high efficiency in score involvement. Sinks was an obvious choice as well. Lewis Young had about 12 1%ers, at 20 possessions. It was a no-brainer as well. A lot of marks. Lewis Young, played on Nick Larkey, who did nothing. Nick Dacos, 2 and 38. Well, that was an absolute obvious choice there. Ollie Florent was the best player on the ground for the Swans, and so was Chad Warner. But Chad Warner kicked 2 and had 30 disposals. Ollie Florent kicked a goal and had 38-odd possessions, so he was very good and influential there. Brad Crouch, now he had 7 possessions in the first half, but his big second half was influential in our big win in the end. 27 disposals in a half, Brad Crouch. It was an obvious choice then for me to be in the team of the week. It was part of the reason why we got that big win in the end after the Suns were starting to get a bit closer for comfort. Where are we now? The half-forward, Mitch Owens, 28 disposals, 2 goals, set up a lot of goals, 2 goal assists or 3 goal assists, 10 score involvements, a lot of contested possessions. He's a beast, some contested marks, 1% as well. Mitch Owens, as of this recording, we don't know if he's got the Rising Star nomination for the round. He is eligible, played some games last year. If he does not get the Rising Star for the round, I'm going to be very, very angry, and he deserves a Mitch Owens. 2-2, 28. He was so damn good. Jeremy Cameron kicked 7 and 20 disposals. Was the reason why Geelong won and had that big surge in the second half when they kicked 10 goals in the third. Cam Rayner, 4 goals and 17 disposals. That was an obvious choice. There, where are we? Jack Higgins, 5 goals and 22 disposals, an obvious choice. Charlie Curnow kicked 6, obvious choice. Charlie Cameron kicked 6, another obvious choice there. Brodie Grundy was the best ruckman in the round. Noah Anderson, despite the Suns getting smashed here, 38 disposals, 10 tackles, a lot of marks as well. Contested possessions and efficiency was pretty solid for Noah Anderson. It has to be in the team. Tim Kelly, 2 goals and 36 disposals, the best player for the Eagles. Bench Mackay, I know he kicked 4 and had 15 disposals, but look at all those forwards on the field on the pretty much the exact same thing. Paddy Cripps had 30 disposals, deserved a spot in the midfield group. Rochelle kicked 3 and had 20 playing midfield and forward. And Jordan Dawson, 97% efficiency for Jordan Dawson with his 27 disposals. And he had some good meters gains. So not like he was just chipping sideways. So he deserved a spot in the team as well. And then, Davies-Uniacke and Tom Green, and Oliver and Petrarca were the next mids chosen. And Jake Stringer was the next forward chosen. Now, I know Jake Stringer had a great game, kicked 4 goals, 5 or something like that. But, again, you had Owens, Cameron, Rayner, Higgins, Curnow, Charlie Curnow, that is, and Charlie Cameron. I mean, you're not knocking them out of the side. And Harry McCord was the forward on the bench. And he was not as good as them. He was good, very good. Any other week, he'd probably get in. But with those performances of those guys I have in the forward line, it was a no-brainer for me. Now, we'll move on to reviewing round 4. It was an interesting round, you could say the least. Brisbane had a good win over the Pies. The Pies had their first loss for the season. But, yeah, it was just good for the Pies. Good for the Lions to get that winning momentum again. They needed the win after the performance the previous week. And it was a good job for the Lions. At home, I know. Good win over the Pies. I mean, Nick Dacos was absolutely fantastic. And as I said, Cameron, Rayner were pretty awesome. And Neil and Ashcroft had some pretty decent games as well for the Lions. Then we'll move on to the Good Friday match, North Melbourne Carlton. Carlton got the job done. North were pretty good for 2.5 quarters. But then again, when it got tough, the Blues clicked into fourth gear and they were absolutely dominant, led by Mackay and Curnow. 10 goals between them. I mean, it was a great display from the Blues. The Crows and the Dockers. Well, the Dockers, what's gone wrong with the Dockers? They haven't got many players out and they're performing pretty poorly. No, it's Heath Chapman this game. It's still no Nat 5. But really, there's no excuses. The Crows are a team they should beat. Yes, it was in Adelaide. Crows were fantastic. Rankin was pretty good. Laird was pretty solid as well. Tex kicked 4. So it was a great win for the Crows. And people say, no, they're going to make the 8 now. They're on the rise, definitely. Sure, good start. They lost it against the Giants. So let's see how they go away from the Adelaide Oval. They play Carlton on Thursday night, but we'll have to wait and see from there how they go against the Blues on Thursday night in Gather Round. Richmond and the Bulldogs. What a close game this was. High-scoring affair. What astonished me is the start that the Bulldogs had. Then Richmond kicked, 8 goals to 2 in the second quarter? I thought, good God. And then the Bulldogs came back again. They shouldn't have gotten that position to begin with. And then, wow. Interesting game. Then the rain came in the second half, so the scoring was affected then. A lot of misses was happening. But, yeah, then Lynch and Nankervis play the game out, but won't be playing for the next month or 3. So there'll be 2 big losses for the Tigers. We mentioned earlier about Hardwick and the Cotchin thing. So Cotchin came on as well for Jack Graham early. He'll miss a little bit as well, not as long as the other 2. But yeah, the Bulldogs just held on in the rain. Now, the Saints and the Suns, 50-plus point victory to the Saints was so good. So good. It was great to see that Mitch Owens was awesome. Should get the rising stars. I said Filippo was pretty solid again, kicking a great snag as you've just seen in my vlog and through this Kick the Scoops episode so far. Season 3, episode 5 this is. For people that are wondering, it's in the title of the description as well. But yeah, it was great to see the Saints were so good. And they needed to get this win, the important win, to be 4-0, to be the only team to be 4-0. It's a great sight to be. It's a great sight to see. All aboard the Filippo train, all aboard. Ross, the boss, is back. He means business. All these injuries. Jimmy Webster's out injured. Vitale got injured. Unfortunately, coming on as a sub late in the last quarter. But Saints mean business. They've got a big match against the Pies this Sunday at the Adelaide Oval. The Swans and the Power, what a thriller this was. The scoring wasn't the best, but the ending is what it's all about. Ollie Florent has a shot after the siren about 45 metres out towards not on the boundary, but towards the boundary on an angle. Kicks it. He's celebrating. Dylan Stevens has jumped all over him, saying that he's got it done. But then, ex-Swan, Aaliyah spoiled it on the line and said, I've got other plans. The Power get the win. Aaliyah spoils it, ruins his ex-team's chance of victory. Ollie Florent and Dylan Stevens still think it's a goal. Callum Mills is celebrating in the goal square. Buddy should have manned up Aaliyah, and he didn't. It was a great win for the Power. And look, you couldn't have asked anyone better to kick the winning goal for them with 2 minutes to go. And it was Jeremy Finlayson for all the stuff he's been through with his wife and everything. I mean, as I said in my post, my post-match post about the Power winning, there's no one that deserves that goal in that moment more than Jeremy Finlayson right now. So congratulations to Jeremy and hope everything goes well for you and your family, mate. But great win. He had a good game as well, kicking 3 and about 18 disposals. Jeremy Finlayson, well done, mate. And Ali also, well done. He's done it against his old side, and the Swans and Johnny Longmire have got some work to do after losing to Melbourne badly and now losing a close game against the Power when they probably should have won, considering they were at home as well. The Sunday games, Essendon and GWS, close game, under 3 goals. GWS had their chances. People saying, if Essendon kicked straight, they would have won by more. Well, GWS didn't kick straight themselves either. Obviously not as bad as Essendon, but still not that good. But in the end, the Bombers got the win. Jake String was their best player. But, the Draper, Phillips did okay. His possessions may not have shown it, but he did all right. But, Jake String was the main man for the Bombers. Nick Haynes is pretty good, and Josh Kelly for the Giants. Now, the Eagles and the Demons, we didn't expect much from the Eagles with 7 injuries, and Shuey, Yo was back. Shuey, Sheed, McGovern, Ryan, Cripps, Witherden, Chesser. I mean, we didn't expect much, to be honest. They put up a good fight for a half, and the Demons running rampant in the second half to get a huge win over the Eagles by 80 points, which is disappointing for the Eagles when they were in that game around the first 2-quarter range. So pretty decent for the Eagles, but Melbourne get the big win there. Oliver and Petrarca and Grundy were the Demons' best 3 players for me, and Tom McDonald kicked 4. We move on to the Easter Monday clash. This game was even for a half. Hawks were leading at quarter time, kicked the first 3 goals of the game. Then he thought, oh my God, Geelong aren't going to win another game. Well, not going to win for another round. They're not going to win another game. And it was one man and one man only that got Geelong that win. Well, is in terms of that 10-goal head start in the third quarter. Jeremy Cameron kicked 7, not in the 1 quarter, but kicked 7 for the game. What would they do right now, Geelong, without Jeremy Cameron? They would be winless so far. They lost the first 3 with him. So imagine they didn't have him. The losses could have been far worse. He's now on top of the Coleman at the moment. Kicked 7 today, kicked some bags last game as well. So, won the last few games anyway. So, what would they do without Jeremy Geelong? You'd have to wonder. Mitch Duncan came back from injury, had a pretty good game, 31-odd disposals. But yeah, big win for the Hawks. Sammy Mitchell, I'd be very pissed off. You have had Geelong by the thread, and then you just crumbled 10 goals to one side. They got 10 goals Geelong in the third quarter, and Hawthorn had 1 inside 50. Pure domination from Geelong in that third and fourth quarter. The third quarter in particular, that was really embarrassing. Sam Mitchell should be unloading on the boys. I don't care how young they are. That you should not be conceded that at all. They would need to lift their game, the Hawks. That was pretty poor. Right under Fergus Green, they're kicking a couple of goals in the first half. My man Greeny. Now, what are we going to go through now, guys? Oh, yes. It is time for the Scoops medal. Going to reenact it like the great Gillan McLaughlin. Round 4, Brisbane v Collingwood. Brisbane, C. Rayner, 1 vote. Collingwood and Dacos, 2 votes. Brisbane, C. Cameron, 3 votes. North Melbourne v Carlton. North Melbourne, H. Sheasel, 1 vote. Carlton, H. Mackay, 2 votes. Carlton, C. Curnow, 3 votes. Adelaide v Fremantle. Fremantle, A. Brayshaw, 1 vote. Adelaide, J. Dawson, 2 votes. Adelaide, J. Rochelle, 3 votes. Richmond v Western Bulldogs. Western Bulldogs, M. Bontempelli, 1 vote. Western Bulldogs, T. English, 2 votes. Western Bulldogs, B. Dale, 3 votes. St Kilda v Gold Coast. St Kilda, J. Sinclair, 1 vote. St Kilda, M. Owens, 2 votes. St Kilda, J. Higgins, 3 votes. Sydney v Port Adelaide. Port Adelaide, J. Finlayson, 1 vote. Sydney, C. Warner, 2 votes. Sydney, O. Florent, 3 votes. Essendon v GWS. GWS, N. Haynes, 1 vote. GWS, J. Kelly, 2 votes. Essendon, J. Stringer, 3 votes. West Coast v Melbourne. Melbourne, C. Oliver, 1 vote. Melbourne, B. Grundy, 2 votes. West Coast, T. Kelly, 3 votes. Geelong v Hawthorn. Hawthorn, L. Bruce, 1 vote. Geelong, M. Duncan, 2 votes. Geelong, J. Cameron, 3 votes. The leaderboard after round 4 is as follows. In equal third place on 6 votes, Mason Wood from the Saints, Jordan De Goey from the Pies, and Jeremy Cameron from the Cats. In second place on 7 votes from the Saints, Jack Sinclair. And in equal first place on 9 votes each, Nick Dacos from the Pies and Clayton Oliver from the Demons. Let me know your thoughts below, guys. My Scoops medal votes for round 4, what you would do, etc. Yeah, put your thoughts down below what you had. Do you like what I did? Would you have changed a few? What do you reckon? So here's a recap of that right there. The 3 votes in the Brisbane Collingwood clash went to Charlie Cameron. The North Melbourne Carlton clash went to Charlie Curnow. The Adelaide Crows v Dockers clash went to Josh Roselli. For the Richmond Bulldogs clash went to Bailey Dale. For the Saints Suns match went to Jack Higgins. The Swans Port match 3 votes went to Ollie Florent. For the Essendon Giants clash, the 3 votes went to Jake Stringer. The West Coast Melbourne clash, the 3 votes went to Tim Kelly. And the Geelong Hawthorn clash, the 3 votes went to Jeremy Cameron. And as I said, the recap, the leaderboard is as follows. Where are we? Where did that graphic go? Well, as I said, yeah, Nick Dacos, 9 votes as well with Clayton Oliver. There you go. There we have it. The leaderboard after round 4, yeah. 9 votes each on top, equal first, Nick Dacos and Clayton Oliver. Equal in just pure second place, 7 votes, Jack Sinclair, and equal third place on 6 votes, Mason Wood, Jordan De Goey, and Jeremy Cameron. All right, now let's go through my Supercoach talk. No, not a great round for me in the Supercoach talk. I just scored 2005. The top 12% dropped from the top 5% top 12, but that's okay. Start of the season around that ranking shot straight up to top 5% last week. So all it takes is one good score to get back in there, at least at this part of the season when teams are not really settled, I would say. But yeah, I'm pretty disappointed I'm now in the top 12%. But at the moment, I've made no changes. You can see my team on the screen, but actually I'll read for the Spotify and Apple podcast listeners. There's no change so far from last week. It's Jack Sinclair, James Sicily, Nick Dacos, Connor McKenna, Ruben Ginbey, Darcy Wilmot, bench Charlie Constable, and Lockie Cowan. Mids on field, Rory Laird, Andy Brayshaw, Clayton Oliver, Lockie Neal, Jordan De Goey, Will Ashcroft, Cam McKenzie, and Ollie Hollins. I'm looking at taking Ollie Hollins off, to be honest. The midfield bench, Noah Long, Alwan David Jr., and Oscar Baker. Rucks, my man Witsy and Rowan Marshall. The bench is it's not Nick Madden. It is now Ned Moyle as a last-minute inclusion I did to take the Witsy points. So let me change that while we're at it. Sorry, guys, I'm just fixing the graphic. Let's add him there. It is now Ned Moyle. There we go. Let's get the graphic up with Ned Moyle's name on it. There we go. And Ned Moyle from the Suns, the bench. So I could get his points this week. Scored 64. Not too bad, but Rowan Marshall had a pretty good game before he was subbed out of 3 got a time. Forwards, Josh Dunkley, Connor Rosie, Jack Zeeble, Harry Sheasel, Mateus Filippo, and Kay Chandler. The bench, Fergus Green and Anthony Caminti. But yeah, I'm thinking about Zeeble's kind of made his money now already. Maybe one more round for Zeeble. It depends who I would get and if they're going up, etc., or if they're having one big drop and all that. So Zeeble's the one I'm keeping an eye out on, whether I take him out. Same with Ollie Hollins. I'll probably wait a few weeks for that one. And Sinclair and Sicily scoring well, but they're dropping in price purely because they started so high. So Zeeble and Ollie Hollins, probably the major 2 that I'm waiting to see how they keep going. So that's, my Supercoach talk for the rounds. So now, gather round. Let's go preview round 5. But before we do so, starts off, right, let me Again, some of the graphics haven't, or the graphics are here, but the tabs I had gone. So bear with me. I'm going to get the games up again. And we're going to go to the Adelaide Oval. All these games will be in Adelaide. Oh, boy. We got some breaking news, guys. I just read, as I'm recording, that Buddy Franklin will be out for the Swans this week. So, huge out for the Swans. I suspect Hayden McLean will get his spot back in the side. But that is a huge out. Breaking news. Well, I mean, this has been recorded earlier in the afternoon. So, I mean, it may not be breaking news when you listen to me right now. But Buddy Franklin is out for the Swans this week. And Sam Reid has had a major setback in his injury, so he's going to be out for a while. Forgot about Sam Reid. He did get a 1-year extension late last year in the trade period. I think it was on the deadline day as well, so it's a big loss there for the Swans. So, yeah. We'll start off on Thursday night at the Adelaide Oval. It's the Crows hosting the Blues at 7:40 at the Adelaide Oval. I'm going for the Crows because they're at home. Going for the Crows because they're at home, but the Blues could beat them. I'm going for the Crows only because they're at the Adelaide Oval. The only reason why. Now we'll move on to the Friday night game, or Friday 5:10. Fremantle hosting the Suns at Norwood Oval, which is the sample ground for Norwood Football Club. I'm going for the Dockers. I was going to say purely because they're at home, but they're not. I'm going for the Dockers. I think they'll bounce at the Suns. Again, 50-50 game, neutral venue, but I'm going to go for the Dockers. Now, Richmond hosting the Swans at 8:10 at the Adelaide Oval. Richmond hosting the Swans. Big out. But the Tigers won't have Nankervis, Graham, or Lynch. The Swans will be without Buddy. I'm going for the Swans to bounce back after their close loss against the Power. Now we'll move on to the Saturday games. Brisbane hosting North Melbourne at 1:10 at Adelaide Hills ground, a local ground. I'm going to go for the Brisbane Lions to smash the Roos. Saturday 4:10 at the Adelaide Oval, Essendon hosting the Demons. I'll be going for the Demons to have a big win there. 7:50 at the Adelaide Oval on Saturday night, it's the Port Adelaide Footy Club hosting the Western Bulldogs. I'm going to go for the Power there. On Sunday, we have Geelong hosting the Eagles at Adelaide Oval, 1:10. I'm tipping Geelong there. 3:20 at Norwood Oval on Sunday. It is the Giants hosting the Hawks. I'm going to go for the Giants there. And the final game of round 5 at the Adelaide Oval at 4:50 Victorian time. It's the Pies hosting my Saints. Big task for the Saints. Very big task. But I'm going to back in my boys. The Pies at their first loss, Craig McRae. I'm sure they'll bounce back, but hopefully it's not this week against my Saints. All aboard the Filippo train. Mitch Owens is in great form. Sinclair, Crouch. We've still got all these guys out. Wilkie's having a great season as well. Filling skipper at the moment for Steely. Just remember, guys, we're going to have Jack Steele, Max King, Tim Membry, Jack Hayes, Jack Billings, Dan McKenzie and co, Jimmy Webster coming back from injury. So it's going to be a scary sight, you would think, when the Saints get their main guys back. You would hope, and it doesn't stuff up the form of the inexperienced side that we've got in at the moment. I'm going to go for the Saints. It's going to be a tough game. Neutral venue. The Pies do play well in Adelaide, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I'm, of course, going to go for my Saints. Now, guys, my final thoughts are simply this. You want me on Cameo, head to cameo.com/Cooper G. Merch is still in the works. Please subscribe to this channel, AFL Information, Trade Rumors and Results here on YouTube if you haven't already. We would greatly appreciate it. I want to get, at least I said, 20 likes for this video. So if you haven't hit the like button yet, please smash that like button. Smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. And tell your friends to get on board. I would greatly, greatly appreciate that. Until next Monday night at 7 p.m, guys, have a great one. The most important thing of all to remember is go the Saints and, of course, acknowledge me, the one. And hopefully in the next few weeks, I can announce some of the next guests on Kick It to Scoops. Thank you all. Go you mighty Sainers.